we are there as spouses. And sometimes we may not be very sure about our place. Because you see, for the spouse that was elected, they actually know that their name was on the ballot paper. They went campaigning more than you, and they've been elected. And so you're also there, and you know that you're supposed to support this spouse. I want to say that God has given all of us a great opportunity to be able to support. And I must say that devolution is a great thing that happened in our nation. You can imagine if we did not have devolution, that would not have all of us seated here today. And even the work that God has enabled you to do, maybe you'll not be able to do because that governorship, that governor would not be there. But now you're there as a spouse, and God has given you the opportunity to be there. Because you may be thinking and wondering what you'd like to do, even with the communities in your county. But I must say that it is not something out of the norm. It is the thing that you have always desired to do, and it is that problem that you see in society that you have always wanted to solve. I'm reminded of that day when I had gone to help my husband campaign in the year 1997 as a young girl, like some of you that are seated here today. I was only 27 years old, very green, very naive, small family, did not know what life was all about, and I'm here now, in the campaign trail. And I meet these women that were just seated on the side of the road. And as I go to speak to them, not even knowing really what to tell them, the way you have to think because you're not very sure. Something I've discovered about spouses is like we really have to check our words because you don't want to spoil for the person that is actually running for office, isn't it? And so, I was trying to see what to tell them. I noticed this one woman that had a broad smile but did not have shoes. And I asked myself several questions. How did she leave her house without shoes? Did she forget the shoes? Or is it that she doesn't have the shoes? And if she can come without shoes and look emaciated like she had not even had breakfast, what about her children? What about her husband? And quickly I got an inspiration in my heart. And I told myself, if God enables my husband to be elected member of parliament for Eldoret North that time, I would like to come back and do something with these women. And I want to do something that is sustainable. So right there, I saw a need of women economic empowerment, of empowering this woman. And I thought in my heart, in my head, in my spirit, that if this woman had some little money in her pocket, she would buy shoes for herself. She would eat a good breakfast. She will take care of her children, and she will take care of her family and her husband. And I came praying, thinking, looking for sustainability, something that would be sustainable, and it took me 12 years. In the year 2009, a friend of mine walked to my office, and she told me about the concept of table banking. And that is what I took to the women of Eldoret North. Table banking, a concept that had been written by the then Poverty Eradication Commission. It was just lying in the shelves. It had been piloted in Gatanga and in Bondo, and it was left there. So I just picked a paper that was ready, took it to my village, started crisscrossing our constituency of Eldoret North, teaching women about financial inclusion, because we know that women are actually financially excluded. Thank God that it is now 15 years, and there is a lot of changes that is happening. And so that is how Joyful Women Organization was born on the 31st of August of 2009, under a tree. And we decided to call this organization Joyful Women, after that one woman that did not have shoes, looked like had not had breakfast, but was very joyous and very joyful. And we said, we want to take this joy to every home. And how do we take this joy to every home? By putting money in the pockets of our women. As the first spouses, let's trust God to be able to do something in the counties that God has given us at such a time as this, to be able to change the life of somebody. It may not be the entire county, because I know some of those counties are very big in terms of landmass or even in terms of population, but do something that is going to change the life of someone. And so now that God has blessed me and, my husband to be in this office, I would like just to suggest one or two things that we can do together, even as we continue to support the work that you do as first spouses. When I went to Kakamega during my birthday in November last year, I adopted the Kakamega Forest. Why Kakamega Forest? They say charity begins at home. I was born in Kakamega County many years ago. That is the place that I ate from, I drank from, I sheltered from. I went to school in Kakamega County, and so I decided to go and adopt 500 acres of Kakamega Forest, or 200 hectares of the Kakamega Forest. And we're going to be partnering with the First Lady of Kakamega County, my dear sister, and all of you, especially now that the rains have come. We are going to be planting trees. We're actually going to be launching that program, God willing, in the month of April. What am I trying to say? What about if you adopt a forest in your county? Take a minute to think about the forest in your county. Some of you are thinking, I don't think we have any forest. What about coming up with a forest in your county? Government is here to support us. We have the Kenya Forest Services, we have the Ministry of Environment, we have the Presidency, we have my office, and you can adopt and grow trees in a forest. Suppose we told ourselves as county spouses, first spouses, working with my office, let's put aside, even just to start with, 1 day in a year to do a cleanup exercise in our counties. And we support each other, you mobilize the people in your county, and we do that cleaning up exercise. Those are some of the ideas I'm thinking we can collaborate as one of the 5 C's in our office. Suppose we did an exchange of food to say that if I have food in Kisii County, if I have food in Nyamira County, I can mobilize families to give, even if it is just 1 branch of banana. And my sister from Nyamira County, you have a place where people can bring those bananas. And we look for logistics and transport, and we say we want to take those bananas to Marsabit. And my sister from Marsabit is there to receive the bananas and distribute to the people of Marsabit. Our sister from Nyandarua told us it's the county of potatoes. Suppose during the harvesting season of the potatoes, because some of it ends up going to waste, the people do the business to sell whatever they are selling. But there is that 10%, even in the church, that we give, that tithe, that you say, when I get my 100 containers, when I get my 10 containers, can I put 1 aside for somebody in Mandera, or somebody in Kajiado, or somebody in this particular place? The cabbages I had, I think again it was Nyandarua, that I had somebody say there were too many carrots and cabbages until they were giving to the cows. Supposing we give just a few to the cows, and the rest we decide to take them to Kitui. Our first spouse from Kirinyaga, I know Kirinyaga is one of the richest counties with all the horticulture products. Some of that, if people can bring it to a central location and we decide to take it to another county, we build a collaboration. We build a sisterhood, a brotherhood, a first spouses collaboration and network to say that I will not sleep if my sister in Wajir is sleeping hungry? And so that is what I was thinking. The ones from Trans Nzoia, my sister, Mrs. Mutembei, and my sister, Mrs. B, with the maize there, because we have a lot of maize there. What about if you collect? People donate and bring a few sacks of maize during the harvest, put it in a go-down somewhere there, and during the time of need, we can actually take that food distribution to the place that is needed. We're going to be supporting also the different programs that you have, because like I said, everybody has their calling. The speaker has told us that, we have this purpose that each one of us has in their hearts. In whatever you're doing, would like just to support your work and to say that we want to walk with you this journey. Even as we do the things that we do, even in our office here, we also want to really know what you're doing and be able to support. But one of the things, as the president has told us, let us plant and grow trees, because that is something that is affecting everybody. The issues of environment and climate change is a reality. And by growing these trees, we are actually going to be impacting generations to come. And before long, we will be able to see the impact of growing of the trees. The 15 billion trees. My office has actually said that we are going to be planting 500 million trees. That's 500 million trees. I'm so glad to hear about NYS. I'm so happy to hear about the military. And let's support one another to be able to plant these trees.